يا رفيق الدرب إني أذكر الفضل وحسني يا رفيق الدرب إني أذكر الفضل وحسني إنها لحظات شكر وامتنان لك مني إنها لحظات شكر وامتنان لك مني يا رفيق الدرب إني أذكر الفضل وحسني يا رفيق الدرب إني أذكر الفضل وحسني إنها لحظات شكر وامتنان لك مني إنها لحظات شكر وامتنان لك مني كم حملت الهم مع أني عندما كلت يميني ولكم آزرتني في أمر دنياي وديني كم حملت الهم مع أني عندما كلت يميني ولكم آزرتني في أمر دنياي وديني إنما يجنى الهدى من صحبة الخل الأمين إنما يجنى الهدى من صحبة الخل الأمين من يسر في الروم يستنشق عبير الياسمين من يسر في الروم يستنشق عبير الياسمين الياسمين.
Yeah, here's one of the guys who can tell you I'm okay, all right? Here, hold on. You want to call your mother or something? All right.
We've heard reports of secondary explosions and
where the explosion was. That area has just been evacuated because police have found what they describe as a suspicious device, and they fear that it might be something that could lead to another explosion. Obviously, there's a risk.
We heard another explosion, and I'm assuming that's the one that came from the lower level, since there were two, and I
Right, because it was like 18 minutes apart.
Well, this is the first explosion, and there was a second explosion in the same building. There were two explosions.
Okay.
Federal agencies that were down there do believe that there was some sort of explosive device.
We received word of the possibility of a secondary device, that is another bomb going off.
First one and then the other, some say after secondary explosions.
We understand now there has been a secondary explosion on Tower 2.
If you wish to bring anybody who's ever watched a building being demolished on purpose knows that if you're going to do this, you have to get at the under infrastructure of a building and bring it down. So tell me how you're feeling. How did you get there? What happened to you?
I heard the first explosion, and the elevator blew up. So
There was another big explosion.
I heard a second explosion.
Pushing some of the people out, then there's like secondary explosions, and then the subsequent collapses. So I don't know how many people were there. I know there's a lot.
The FBI is here, as you can see. They had roped this area off. They were taking photographs and securing this area just prior to that huge explosion that we all heard and felt.
Most of the victims so far were people outside the blown-up buildings.
Like, it sounded like gunfire. You know, bang, 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 bang. And then all of a sudden, three big explosions.
To me, it sounded like an explosion. Then the building, the rolling sound sounded like the building collapsed.
The floors collapsed down. I saw it blow and then ran like hell. Thank God. 69, but I can still run.
It just went boom. It was like a bomb went off.
And it was like holy hell coming down them stairs. And then when we finally got to the bottom, we were coming out on a mezzanine level there, and then other explosions, you know, right on the other one.
After 4 p.m., news outlets began reporting that the building had collapsed.
We are getting information now that one of the other buildings, Building 7 in the World Trade Center complex, is on fire and has either collapsed or is collapsing.
We've got some news just coming in, actually, that the Salomon Brothers building in New York, right in the heart of Manhattan, has also collapsed. Now, more on the latest building collapse in New York. You might have heard a few moments ago, I was talking about the Salomon Brothers building collapsing. And indeed it has. Apparently that's only a few hundred yards away from where the World Trade Center towers were. And it seems that this was not a result of a new attack. It was because the building had been weakened during this morning's attacks. We'll probably find out more. Probably find out more now about that from our correspondent Jane Stanley. Presumably there were very few people in the Salomon building when it collapsed. I mean, there were, I suppose, fears of possible further collapses around the area.
That's what you would hope, because this whole downtown area behind me has been completely sealed off and evacuated, apart from the emergency workers. That was done by the mayor, Rudy Giuliani.
Jane, I think many of us, when we heard the news, perhaps on the radio earlier today, were completely flabbergasted by it and just couldn't.
That's what you would hope, because this whole downtown area behind me has been completely sealed off and evacuated, apart from the emergency workers. That was done by the mayor, Rudy Giuliani.
At least 2 blocks, and we started running, floor by floor, instead of popping out.
It was if they had detonated.
Yeah, detonated.
They were planned to take down a building. Boom, 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 boom.
All the way down.
As we were moving towards the building, we saw the top begin to blow out in a plume of smoke, and we heard the noise associated with an implosion.
And you can see that it almost looks like one of those planned implosions.
It's reminiscent of those pictures we've all seen too much on television before, when a building was deliberately destroyed by well-placed dynamite to knock it down.
Managed implosion of the building. If you've seen many of the managed demolitions where they implode a building and they cause it essentially to fall vertically, because they cause all of the vertical columns to fail simultaneously. That's exactly what it looked like, and that's what happened.
It was live on television. I mean, just literally millions of people.
रब कौन है